Oh, let's just wait. There we go. Sup, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And of course, if you're watching this over on YouTube, please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But as always, smash the link in the description down below because it is always better when it's live. Without a doubt, 100%. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for joining us again. Remember that I do stream basically every single day of the week, or at least whenever the fuck I feel like it. Try to be as many days a week as humanly possible. Most often 4-5 days a week, but you know, could do more if I feel like it, if I have the time, if I'm not busy with something. So yeah, come and join us. Andy, how you doing, bro? Why is the sound so muffled? What do you mean the sound is muffled? How? It sounds fine on my end. What's... I sound weird. How? Because I'm literally not hearing anything different on my side. Hold up, let me do a quick recording here and just listen back to it to see. Because I haven't changed jack shit on my end. Like, everything on my side is still exactly the same. I'm just doing a quick recording here. Let's just give it a listen, and then we should be able to... We should be able to see in a minute. Alright, here we go. Hold up, let me do a quick recording here and just listen back to it to see. No, on my side I sound fine. I haven't changed jack shit on my end. Like, everything on my side is still exactly the same. I'm just doing a quick... For some reason, my bad, I guess. Oh shit, H below, how you doing, bro? Good morning to you. Yeah, I sound perfectly fine on my side, at least. Matt Saints, how you doing, brother? Good afternoon to all of you, and welcome back. So happy to be back. You know, that was only here a couple of hours ago, but still, you know. Disco Option, how you doing? I am tired today, like, physically, from the gym. my arms don't want to be lifted at all. There's not going to be a lot of arm movement today, because my fucking arms are tired. Mr. Liddy One, how you doing, brother? So happy to see all of you just fucking show up. I don't even have to tweet shit. I'm training you well. Ryu, Gary, and how you guys doing? Happy to have you here. Sounds like the good kind of tired. It is the good kind of tired. Yeah, I've been back at the gym now for 2 days. Couldn't gym when I was ill. Obviously, I tried when I was starting to feel better. Felt fucking miserable immediately. As soon as I finished the gym. So I said, okay, wait a second. Let me give my body enough time to actually recuperate and actually get better. And then, you know, we'll jump back into it. Heshbala, can someone tell Heshbala that I am purposefully running the ads so that there's no ads later on in the stream? And we're not discussing anything important. He can go grab a cup of coffee or some shit. Because I don't think Heshbala can hear me at the minute. I always do it at the beginning of the stream just so that it's a lot fucking easier. Do the Hildibrand pose after workouts. No sore muscles ever. I don't know though. You'd look pretty stupid at the gym doing the Hildibrand pose. I'm still at 5'8". He is pre-running the ad, so it's not interrupting the actual stream. Thank you very much, Andy. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I always do that at the beginning of the stream, so you guys don't have to worry about it, you know? If you arrive at the beginning of the stream, say hello. If you're getting ads, go make a cup of coffee. I promise never to discuss anything important at the beginning of any stream. This is the sad part of Twitch. If I want to be able to run a stream without people missing crap because ads are running, I kind of have to do this. Because it serves two purposes. Number one, for the next hour, there will be no pre-roll ads, so anyone that comes into the stream will immediately see the stream. And second, when you as the viewer already got served ads, Twitch will not serve ads to you again. So that's really the thing. So for the next hour or so, you're free of ads. So it's not going to be like we get at this massive important thing that we're discussing. Not that we ever discuss anything really important in the stream. Let's be fair. We're all here just a bunch of morons running around wasting time. But if we do happen to discuss something life-changing, let's say, for example, we come up with a solution to all the world's problems in this stream, Ellie Giggle, but, you know, you won't miss it because Twitch will go like, that person already had an ad. We won't give him another ad. Happens on Limit Max's stream all the time. Then he has to wait. It's fucking miserable when you get hit with an ad in like the middle of something really fucking important. Heshbala, yeah, as I was just saying, I run the ads on purpose. Carryman, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In about 4 minutes, we're going to run another 3 minutes of ads. That gives us an hour of no ads, at the very fucking least. It gives us an hour of no ads, so you don't get interrupted in the middle of the stream, and I don't have to worry about it too much. I try to remember to do it every hour. I forget. But technically, the way Twitch wants you to run your channel is 6 minutes of ads every single fucking hour, which is ridiculous. You could very easily, like if Twitch just made it so that if you run 3 minutes of ads, right, for the next hour, people aren't going to get interrupted. That would be fine, I feel, because, you know, it's 3 minutes of ads. People can just go make a cup of coffee. I usually do that. I run ads and then I go make a cup of coffee. I come back. We start the stream. But Twitch doesn't. 3 minutes of ads only gives you 34 minutes of no ads. Which is like, what's the fucking point? That's a lot of ads. Like, why do you want that many ads? And more importantly, why do you feel like it's good to give people 3 minutes of non-stop fucking ads? No one watches that shit. I feel like the market still hasn't caught up. You know, that's genuinely, I feel like we live in a world where most of us, like the gamers, the people online, we've evolved, right? We are at a point that where we're basically living in the year 2022. And then all of the marketing agencies and like all of the advertising agencies, they still live in like the fucking 80s, where they think like people care about television ads and people will just somehow buy shit because you're advertising them. Most of the fucking time, if I get an ad for something, I will purposefully not buy that shit. I don't ever click on ads. I don't really ever watch ads, because if I want something, I'll just go fucking look for it. Now, if they could make ads funny and they could make them short, like 5-6 seconds, you know, quick ad, just bam, 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 done. That I think would be fine. No one would mind a 5 or a 6 second ad where you just say, hey, feeling hot? Buy our air conditioners. And then it's fucking done, right? All right, good. If I need an air conditioner, I'll go buy these guys' air conditioning. But no. We have to have these. The other day, I actually saw a 2-hour ad on YouTube. 2-hour ad. It's who the fuck? How interesting do you think your product is that I would sit there for 2 hours and watch an advertisement on your fucking on your product? No one's doing that. Like, why are you making a 2-hour ad? Until then, expect more focus on store mounts, transmogs, and emotes. Pringles, how you doing, bro? It seems, for those who are really excited that Microsoft will fix WoW, the changes will probably be visible by the end of the next expansion. I think it's going to be longer than the end of the next expansion. Look, there's going to be a lot of time. We'll talk about a little bit about my thoughts on the Microsoft merger and what exactly it means. But 2 hours, it's crazy. Yeah, I've seen the 30-minute ads as well, and it's like, bro, at that point you're running a mini sitcom. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? No one cares. No one's gonna watch an ad for 2 hours, even half an hour. It's like, what the fuck? I want to watch a video. I don't want to watch an ad. That's not why I arrived here. And then most ads aren't funny. Most ads are fucking annoying. So it just ends up being really annoying. 30 minutes ads, literally throwing away money. You pay for every second of an ad. Yeah, but some companies, I think, believe that they are important enough that they should charge for it. I don't know why, but I feel like there are companies who really think, oh my god, we are so cool. We are so cool. We should really be doing this. People would love our stuff. Why wouldn't they? You know, our products are just perfect. Anyways, guys, let me just quickly... I have forgotten to upload any of my VODs to YouTube for a very long fucking time. So I'm just quickly exporting these while the ads run. It's not important. Don't worry about it. So what's everyone up to? What is everyone going to be up to? For a lot of you, this is like early in the day, isn't it? Off topic. How's the vape scene in SA? I would say the vape scene in SA is huge. You know, you see a lot of people in South Africa who would never smoke otherwise. Like, never. They wouldn't touch a cigarette. But they vape. Which I've always thought is a little bit stupid. Right? So... You get these, Digit, how you doing, brother? Mr. Dylan, how you doing? Dakeen, how you doing? So, there's this girl, for example, at the gym, right? Huge gym bunny. Like, she just fucking loves the gym. You can see it. Her body is banging. She is fucking hot. But, you know, you can see this girl really only cares about the gym. And she vapes. You can see in the way she handles herself, she will never smoke in her life. But somehow she's vaping. And I always just think to myself, why? Like, for me, the vape helps me smoke a hell of a lot less. Like, I'll have 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. But the vape is why. I can vape, and I don't need to smoke. And I will probably eventually leave the cigarettes altogether and just have the vape. But if you're not a smoker, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you get yourself hooked on something that you didn't need to do in the first place? Now, you could say, well, some of those vapes don't have nicotine in them. You still get hooked to the action. You still get hooked to the repetition of it, you know, being able to do it. So, I mean, it is a massive scene. Everyone vapes, or most people vape. Everyone that I know vapes. So, there's so many vape shops as well. I mean, I live in a relatively small town, right? Beach town. And there's like 5 vape shops. In my town, there's no mall, but there's 5 vape shops. So hopefully that answers what's the vape scene like in South Africa. The answer, it's fucking banging. Could be a full transition from cigarettes for some, obviously partially. It's a cool factor or popular thing to do. But I don't even think cigarettes is cool. I mean, I started smoking because it looked cool. But then you smoke for a while and you realize you're not really cool. You stink. Shit doesn't taste as well. You barely smell anything. And then you really do question, what the fuck what the fuck have I done with my life? And I don't think vape is cool either. Like, if you're gonna do something that's cool, then just start smoking. Because in every single metric, smoking is cooler than vaping. Like, you do look badass with a cigarette in your hand, you know? Standing there fucking smoking, I don't give a fuck the system, you know? Even though, yeah, you're not really fucking the system, are you? You're basically just part of the system. But, you know, you do look slightly cooler with a cigarette than what you do with a vape. So if it's really about cool factor, then just fucking smoke, you know? I'm at that age now where I'm actually one of those people that wish I never started smoking. I never understood. Like, my father smoked since he was, like, he started smoking when he was 8 years old. And my granddad owned a tobacco farm, right? He was like one of the largest tobacco producers in South Africa in the 60s or the 70s or some shit like that. So my grandfather owned a tobacco farm. My father used to work in the factory on the weekends for pocket money, where they would have to, like, sort the tobacco plants, and they taught him, like, the other workers there taught him how to roll a tobacco cigarette. Like, the full thing is just tobacco. Even the outside is just tobacco leaves. And he started smoking when he was like 8 years old. And he smoked until he was, I think, 36 or 37. Round about my age is when he quit smoking. And my dad always said, like, I wish I never started smoking because even to this day, and at that point he had stopped smoking for like 10 years already. And my father used to say, even to this day, I feel myself wanting to smoke. I constantly have to say no to myself. And I never understood that. I was always like, man, who the fuck cares? You know, no one cares. You're fine. Don't worry about it. But now I understand that. Like, I fully understand why my dad said that, and why my dad wished he never smoked or started smoking. Adelia, how you doing? All right, there we go. And to think in the 50s, 60s time, it was advertised everywhere to smoke because it was seen as something the wealthy did or some mess. Good, getting ready for work. Yeah, I mean, we didn't know about the dangers of smoking until much, much later. You know, it wasn't until much later that we realized, hold on, because it used to be believed that smoking could do nothing. You know, smoking isn't going to kill you. There's nothing wrong with smoking. You're not even going to notice ever. And then we started to see, hold on, people smoking a lot really do get some weird illnesses. You know, things don't go well for them. And then once we realized that, obviously, as a society, people just started to become more and more anti-smoking. CDJ, how you doing, brother? I 100% agree with that. Vaping is definitely less dangerous. Also, all the chemicals in them now? Oh my Jesus. I mean, there's over, I think, 3,000 chemicals in a single cigarette. Now, most of them is pretty harmless. Like, most of the chemicals in a cigarette doesn't do much. But there is a fuck ton of them. You know, it's a chemical, for example, that makes them not die out. There's chemicals in certain cigarettes that make it burn faster or burn slower, depending on what the brand wants to push. You have so much technology and shit that goes into smoking. It's kind of surreal. I think it was obviously known, but the information wasn't as widespread and access to information was more scarce. Andy, no, there's actually, you can go back and look at the history of smoking. There genuinely was a time, about 50, 60 years ago, where we really thought that smoking could do nothing to you. The idea that was put forward at the time is you breathe every single day. All you're doing now is you're breathing in a bit of smoke. And they sort of said it's the same as breathing in, you know, the gases from a car or the smoke from a fire. It's not going to do anything to you. There's a filter on it, so it's safe. You know, they genuinely thought that nothing would happen to you. This is the same as in the early 1900s or the early 20th century, actually. Cocaine and heroin was completely legal in the UK. You could literally walk into any pharmacy and just get cocaine and heroin over the counter. Because they genuinely thought nothing's wrong with that. It can't do anything to you. It's very good for you. And then they sort of realized, but hold on, these people shooting up heroin really doesn't look that great. You know, they don't seem to be contributing members of society after a while. You know, so yeah, people put a stop to that. What are you playing off stream at the moment? The lack of games is so bad. I have bought a PS2 for nostalgic games. Jono, how you doing, brother? What am I playing off stream at the moment? Actually, nothing. I did play a little bit of Warhammer, Total War Warhammer. But I don't really have a lot of time to play games off stream. You know, if you think about it, I stream. So I wake up at around 8 a.m. in the morning. Then I usually spend some time reading up on stuff, doing some research, looking for things to talk about. Then I go to the gym at about 10 a.m. Come home at about 11:30, get in the shower, get ready, have some coffee, Then I sit down, get ready for the stream, start stream. Now we will stream for the next 8-9 hours. We'll stream for the next 8-9 hours, and then by the time I'm done with that, I quickly go get food. Or if I already have food, I'll make the food. And then I go to bed. And that's my life, you know? That's my life. I don't do anything else. So to play video games in my free time would be like, what free time? If I had free time, I would probably play. I just love replaying games, you know. So I'll play Mass Effect again. I've had a real fucking inkling to play Mass Effect Legendary Edition again. I'll probably play Witcher 3 again. I'll probably finish Divinity Original Sin 2. I want to play Divinity Original Sin 1 as well. So there's a bunch of games that I want to play, but I don't have the time to play them, sadly. Josh, how you doing, brother? Did you see Blizzard Gear Store is down? Interesting. I think that might be an accident. I don't think that is telling of the future of Blizzard, to be honest. Snow is finally coming in Athens. I may not be able to go to work on Saturday. Are you looking forward to that or not, Adelia? Oh, we're playing Phasmophobia on the 28th. Active Blizzard, how you doing, bro? Smoking? You mean this thing? Act Blizzard. Looking forward, of course. I love snow. I wish we could have fucking snow. Although I do live in the Cape now, and they do get snow. I don't know if they'll get snow a lot, but in wintertime they do apparently get a little bit of snow. I would start Witcher 3, but I have exams next week. Yeah, don't start Witcher 3 right now. Okay, so this is a vape. Act Blizzard. This is a vape. It's literally just liquid that's turned into vapor. And there's nicotine in this. So, this is the juice that I smoke. Hango. This one, sadly, is a 3 milligram one. I usually do the 6 milligram on the Pango. But yeah. You can eat it. It's just it doesn't taste that fucking great, but you can. I mean, it's nothing. In here, it's USP VG 70 and PG 30. That's it. And both of those are like vegetable-based compounds. So you can eat it, but mostly you just put a little bit on your finger just to get a taste for the flavor. Even I don't really fucking do that. So yeah. Tony, I hope I'm not working. Oh, shit. Yeah, on the 28th, we're playing Phasmophobia because Alex, my editor, makes me. I hate Phasmophobia. I despise that game. Not just the game. The game is probably fine. Josh, thanks for the tier 1 sub, dude. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the most degenerate chat on Twitch. Very happy to have you here, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hate scary games. But Alex, for his birthday, always makes me play the fucking scary games. So, sadly, I'm going to have to play Phasmophobia with him on the 28th. Definitely not looking forward to that. Yeah, I would never make my own vape juice. There's things that can go wrong. You also see a lot of people that have. So there's been these articles in the news of people ending up in hospital because of vaping, right? Angel, how you doing? Opinion on Microsoft buying Active Blizzard. We'll get to that. It is on one of the topics we'll be discussing today, Angel. The cat, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Midkoto, how you doing, brother? What was I saying again? What were we talking about? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, the fake juice. You see all these articles about people ending up in the hospital because of vaping, and then what they never fucking say until much later in the article is that this is someone that tried to jack up the nicotine contents of their vape, or they try to like make the vape more smoky. So they add a bunch of shit into the vape juice to up the amount of fucking smoke that it will create. You get people that modify their vape in such a way that it burns hotter, and that can burn your lungs. Like I once, and this is genuine. I once my old vape I had to throw away. Its touchscreen was busy dying, and I didn't realize that the touchscreen had glitched out and it had jacked the voltage on this, or the watts on this thing, to like fucking crazy amounts. It was like at 3,500 watts, right? Which is surreal. You should never have your thing that hot. And I pressed the button and I took a drag, right? And my lungs felt like it wanted to fucking explode. So I literally burnt my throat because of a single drag. For the next week, my throat was like burnt from it. The coil was black instantly, like instantly black. That's when I knew, okay, new vape. I need to buy a new vape. This thing will kill me. So yeah, there's people that do stupid shit and then they end up in hospital because of the stupid shit that, like that fucking girl who farted her way into hospital. I'll still be vaping after that. You get over it. Ran, I love it. I had it for a year. So this is also Vupu. You can see there. This is a nice one. It's called the Drag 3. I like this one. This is a really cool vape. I love the feel of it. It's not too heavy. It's not too big. It's just fucking great. Uh, 18650. You mean the batteries? Because I know the batteries have that weird fucking numbering system to them. I don't know, if I'm honest. I'll show you what the batteries look like and you can fucking tell me if you know. But it doesn't actually say on the batteries what it is, but this is the batteries. So yeah, Savin Raven, how you doing? When I was in high school, we smoked a shit ton of Hubley. Yeah, we did Hubley as well. I can't do Hubley anymore. It literally makes me want to puke. I drank my fish tank water and sucked off a horse because an orange told me to do so on TV, but I lived, so it's all good. What? Bro, are you fucking alright? Are you okay? Because it seems like you're not okay. Were you high? Like, did you shoot up on heroin just before? Because the fuck was that? If you really did that, you should have yourself checked. Something's wrong. Jesus. It seems like that's very regional, though. When I speak to friends from Cape Town, they always say they never smoked heavily. Weird. I'm in Cape Town now, and I don't really know what to make of the culture here. I'm still not fully engrossed in the Cape Town culture, I'm going to be honest. The people in Cape Town are very different to the people up north. In many ways, good. In many ways, I do like the culture in Cape Town, but in many ways, I'm like, what the fuck is this? So, for example, people in Cape Town don't do home parties, which is so weird to me. I grew up in the north, and all you fucking do is home parties. Like, people in the north stay at home, go barbecue, you know, invite people over to your house for dinner parties and shit like that. It's all mostly homebrew stuff. Every once in a while, you'll like, even if you do go out, you'll start at home and then you'll go out afterwards. Whereas in Cape Town, people don't do that at all. Like, they don't do home shit. Like, anyone that you meet that you want to do stuff with, they're always like, oh yeah, I know about this really nice restaurant. We should really go there. And you're like, well, I was thinking, let's have a barbecue. Like, I mean, this restaurant's really cool and it looks really nice. We may as well just go there. And people want to do hikes all the time. Like, that is so weird to me. Let's go do something. Yeah, we'll go hiking here. I heard about this really great hiking trail. And then right after, there's a restaurant at the top of the hiking trail. We can sit there and have dinner. And it's like, I was sort of thinking just fucking hanging out. I didn't think I was going to do some exercise today. I just really wanted to fucking have some dinner. But yeah, I guess we can exercise before I go for lunch. You know, so people in Cape Town is very strange. It's a very strange culture. They love being outside. And I get that. This place is absolutely breathtaking. So I do understand why people want to be at home more. It's just weird to me, because where I'm from, or why people want to be out and about more, but it's just weird, because where I'm from, that's not really the way. You plan on moving to the States in the future? That's always been my goal. And I wouldn't say no. If the opportunity presented itself to move to the States, I would not say no. But it's no longer as high up on my list of things to do as it used to be. So I've had a pretty big mental shift, I would say, in the last 6 months, really. Like, I've always had this goal. I've always had this plan in my life. You know, I was gonna stream for however many years. Most of the time it was about 2 years. Then I was gonna go. Then I was gonna move to the US, and then once I'm in the US, Marlboro, thanks for the first time chat, dude. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the chat. No, I am Boogie's. I am probably Boogie's much poorer imposter friend, I think. Definitely, probably as fat as Boogie, but not as rich. So, not as cool, I guess. Anyways, what I was saying was, you know, and my whole life, I sort of put, I put my whole life on hold because that was the goal. I was going to start living once I got to the US. And in the last 6 months, I've sort of decided not to do that. Matt Saints, thanks for the deal and sub, dude. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the most degenerate chat officially now. You've been sort of hanging out for a while here. You've been going, oh, should I not? Should I not? And then you just went, fuck it. I'm part of this. I'm all on board here. Really happy to have you, bro. Salty for Daddy, thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Hello, is that the famous big guy? Wondering if Heaven's Ward will be better than ARR. Salty for Daddy, how you doing, bro? That question has been answered. Heaven's Ward is better than ARR. I just finished ARR 3.3. We're currently busy with the Hildibrand quest lines and stuff, because I haven't done any of that yet. But yeah, that question has been answered. Yes, Heaven's Ward is better than ARR. I'll have a video up on my experiences with Heaven's Ward probably next week or sometime. Something like that. But, so I missed the 3.3. Sadly, yes, but I will have all of my reactions up on YouTube. So you will be able to watch my reactions to the story. I think the biggest reaction I had was to the fucking vault. The vault destroyed me. I'm still salty about the vault ending. But yeah, you know, you win some, you lose some, I suppose. I feel like I need to. Matt Saints, I really appreciate the support, bro. Matoya, you guys can go fuck yourselves with Matoya. I will never again trust chat. At this point, I have learned one thing, and that is when you're playing Final Fantasy, chat lies. It's also interesting that StarCraft is trending on Twitter. Most likely because everyone believes that StarCraft is making a comeback. But yeah, I've shifted my focus to I have to start living my life now. And if then it happens that I get to go to the US, then so be it. But I can't keep putting off life just because I don't think I'm in the right place. I live in Cape Town. It's one of the most beautiful places on Earth. If you can't start living here, you're never going to live anywhere. So I don't think they will do a StarCraft MMO. New Yu-Gi-Oh on the Switch too. I don't have a Switch, so I don't even know what Yu-Gi-Oh is. What do you mean they have one, Shadow? Just about to head to bed, but stopping by to say congrats on 10k Twitch subs. Not subs, follows. But thank you very much, Velena. Fuck, I wish I had 10k Twitch subs. Do you know how rich I would be with 10k Twitch subs? I live in South Africa. My money is basically paper versus the dollar. I would be rich with 10k Twitch subs. I just have 10k followers. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. If I ever, with my viewership, if I hit 10k subs, it means that every single person in the fucking channel gifted like 100 and something subs. You know, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Did you not watch the SABC 2 growing up? It started just after DBZ. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. OnlyFans will get you 10k subs? Fucking will not. Look, guys, stop with the OnlyFans meme. It's not happening. I will not do OnlyFans. I don't see why you guys want OnlyFans to begin with. I have Patreon, and I'm like, isn't that good enough? Why would you need an OnlyFans? Patreon does what fucking OnlyFans does, just it doesn't really allow sexual stuff, and considering I'm not going to do sexual stuff on OnlyFans, even if I had OnlyFans, why would I go on OnlyFans then? Why are both bots responding now? They've always done that. Like the bears, OnlyFans would bring you the big bucks. But I also have to live with myself. And I don't think I would be able to do that. I wouldn't mind being, like, a big star, but I don't want to be a big star because of my fucking belly. Also, I'm not a bear. I wouldn't go through as a bear. Because I'm not hairy at all. I have, like, maybe 10 chest hairs. And bears have hair. They're, like, very hairy people. So I would just be that weird fat guy. I wouldn't be able to sell myself as a bear. I also don't have a lot of hair on my ass. I literally have hair only on my face. That's it. All my hair on my body starts from ear to ear. That's it. You can have a boring OnlyFans, like? What's the point then? I may as well just keep the fucking Patreon. And I don't see what the point is of OnlyFans. The only reason I would probably consider ever using OnlyFans is their technology. So they are actually ahead of Patreon when it comes to being able to communicate with your viewers or your supporters. Because they actually allow you to upload straight from your phone onto their website. So you can shoot a video, like literally with your phone, go, hey guys, what's up? So I was thinking about this, and just fucking straight upload that. You can't do that on Patreon. So for Patreon, I first have to upload the video either to YouTube or to, they have some other fucking website that they want you to upload to, and then you link the video from there to Patreon. So that inconvenience may be the one reason why I say, okay, let's try it. Because there's a lot of times where I'm like, fuck, I wish I could make a video on this quickly, and then I think to myself, but Jesus, I would have to make this video, then upload it to YouTube, then make a thumbnail for it, then upload it or share it on Patreon. Fuck it, that's too much effort. I'm not doing that. So that would be the only reason why I would say OnlyFans might have an edge over Patreon, but for no other reason. Honestly, it's kind of sad that they got such a rep with not safe for work creators. It's a good service. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. From what I understand, they are what Patreon should be, from what I understand. But yes, sadly, it has become a platform synonymous with. So I'll ask everyone in chat. When you think of OnlyFans, what do you think of? If I told you guys right now, hey guys, I'm gonna start on OnlyFans, what's the first thing you think of? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Porn. You're immediately gonna, oh, Jesus, Accolon's gonna, fucking Accolon's go, right? You don't think, wow, Accolon's gonna give us really good content here. You know, that's not what you're thinking whenever you hear the words OnlyFans. OnlyFans is a porn site. And I know it's not. There are people who don't do porn on OnlyFans at all. But when you think about it, when the viewer thinks about it, that's what they get from it. Kind of sidetracked here, Accolon, but what do you think of this? Rathian was actually working with Eorzea the entire time. They used the blade to capture the soul of N'Zoth, to prevent her from going to the afterlife, to attempt to use it to re-empower the dragonflight. Okay, so just on that, really cool theory. Problem is, I don't think you'd be able to use the essence of an old god to reinvigorate dragonflights. The essence of an old god, by its nature, is corrupted and cannot be cleansed. The Titans tried to cleanse the old gods. It doesn't work. The Titans have an entire facility set up, Uldir, where they tried to cleanse corruption and they couldn't cleanse it. They just ended up creating a big bad fucking monster, right? In the form of Gahun. So if you tried to use the essence of an old god to reinvigorate the dragonflight, you would effectively create 5 corrupted dragonflights. So I highly doubt that portion of the theory. As for Rathian working with Eorzea, could absolutely be true. It's possible, right? Rathian would be willing to work with whomever. But then again, also at the same time, Eorzea would probably not work with Rathian. She is more of a... she has her own plans, and she wants to exercise those plans as solidly as possible, I suppose. So we'll have to wait and see. I genuinely don't know. Otanar, thanks for the good morning. How you doing, brother? The only reason it came to my mind was because of how apparently they were able to infuse Argus with enough energy to send it to the Shadowlands instead of where it was supposed to go. Yeah, I still don't quite understand that. But to be fair, Kit the Mage, I'm not keeping up with World of Warcraft lore at all. I have no idea what's going on in 9.2. I have stopped caring. So, what's the fall of FF? Sleepy Dude, how you doing, bro? The fall and rise of FF. It's a YouTube series. It's a guy that basically documented the rise and fall. So the fall and rise. So 1.0, everything that went wrong, into 2.0. So yeah, there is that. Sleepy Dude, that's not really how this works. 2 streams, they talk about WoW. Okay, but Sleepy Dude, that's not how it works here. I talk about whatever my viewers want to talk about. So if someone asks me, hey, what do you think about this in WoW? I'm not going to be one of those streamers that goes, oh, excuse me, don't fucking talk to me about that shit. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to talk about it. I stream because I like hanging out with my viewers. If my viewers have a topic that they want to discuss, I am happy to discuss it. Very happy to discuss it. And then, you know, if I have something to say. If someone asks me, and this happened yesterday. On Instagram, someone was asking me fucking questions. And I said, dude, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Because he was mentioning all sorts of realms and stuff and quests that's going on in 9.2. And I said, I don't know. I don't have a fucking clue. I've not seen those quests. I don't care. So I will say I don't care if I don't know, but if I know, I'll answer. You clearly said I don't care about WoW. It's clearly not true. Alright, Sleepy Dude, how about we do this? How about I run my streams the way I want? Yeah? And then you can either stay and watch and partake in the stream, or you can fuck off. Sounds good to you? Alright. Obviously, if someone asks about WoW, there's no reason to ignore them. They are a viewer just as much as you are. True. It's the player's perspective of a no-clip documentary. It's a really cool perspective as well. It's a really cool perspective to see. Have you seen the FF16? The game is made by Yoshi P. I have not seen anything about FF16, but I am interested in it, mainly because Yoshi P is making it. And if Yoshi P is making a game, I'm absolutely on board. Two people break up, but one is clearly not over it and brings it up every time they can. And yet, what the fuck are you saying? I literally just told you. So, chat, when's the last time we actually spoke about World of Warcraft in the stream where I brought up World of Warcraft? Where it wasn't brought up by a viewer, by one of you. I don't come in here to talk about World of Warcraft. I talk about Final Fantasy, I talk about other video games. I couldn't care less about World of Warcraft. But I also care about gaming in general. So if there's news, if there's something big happening, then of course I'm going to discuss it. Let's go maybe, ignoring the Microsoft acquisition. But the Microsoft acquisition was just a fucking thing, you know? Sleepy dude, Jesus, fuck. Bro, someone else asked the question before you even fucking asked your FF question. I answered your FF question, and then I went back to answering the other fucking guy. So wake the fuck up, dude. Don't live the name that you have, please, for the love of fuck. Salty for Daddy, thanks for the follow, dude. Really appreciate that. Well, it's been a long while. It's mostly been us bringing the news and asking you questions. I mean, you iceboxed the shill show because there's nothing to talk about and you don't care anymore, right? Exactly. The shill show made me a lot of money. I could have kept on doing the shill show and kept on pretending to give a fuck. Ending the shill show cost me about $2,000 a month. That's literally how much I lost. It's about $2,000 a month that I lost ending the shill show. I still did it because I'm not going to pretend to care about something that I don't care about, even if it is for $2,000 a month. Ascension, how you doing, bro? The Show Show may return one day, but it will not be WoW-focused anymore. If the Show Show came back, it would be MMO-focused. It would be, for the most part, about MMOs in general. Literally said that the first iteration of game was a step down from previous FF games. That's a fall. Then it got better as Yoshi P remade the game. Yeah, I did say that, but apparently Sleepy Dude wasn't paying attention. I missed the last stream. How far into Heavensward are you? So, get the mage. I'm finished with 3.3. We have spent yesterday, obviously reacting to the big news of Activision being bought by Microsoft. And then we spent the rest of the stream doing what I can only describe as the most bonkers questline I've ever seen in my fucking life. The Hildibrand questline. Which is like... I don't even know what to fucking make of it at this point. I am so confused about the entire storyline of Hildibrand. It is so cringe and so fucked up that it actually makes it funny. It's just the weirdest questline ever. So we're busy with that. We're probably going to do more of that today. And then we have to do the Alexander raid or trial or whatever the Alexander thing is. We have to do Alexander. Then people spoke about the Warring Triad that I have to do as well. And then as soon as we're done with those, we'll jump into 3.4, 3.5 Stormblood. And then we'll finish Stormblood. I am enjoying it. Look, I would not be playing Final Fantasy if I didn't enjoy it. It's amazing. I'm so glad you got a chance to do it. It's such a great piece of content. Everything that I'm seeing from Final Fantasy right now is it's actually kind of weird. How do I describe this? Playing through Final Fantasy, and I'm obviously right now Heavensward 3.3. That's where I am at. But looking at the game, I almost get this sense of a bunch of developers having the time of their life. So yesterday we did the Hildibrand questline, right? Well, we're busy with it. We're up to the point where we're now teaming up with the other inspector, trying to figure out who the duelist is. And of course, we started to work with the fucking duelist. Like, we literally told the duelist all of our plans. So that's a whole different mess. But this is where we are, right? We are up to there. Playing through the Hildy questline, I'm looking at this questline. I'm thinking to myself, this didn't need to be here. These developers did not have to put this into the game at all. It has no purpose, no sense. It's literally a side quest that goes nowhere, at least from what I can tell. It really doesn't appear to unlock anything. There's almost no combat whatsoever. It's just a bunch of running around, getting different stories. A bunch of cutscenes that's really freaky and weird and just cartoony as fuck. And you sort of play through it and you just go, this is just a bunch of developers having fun. This is genuinely just going to the writing team and going, hey, can you write a storyline that's just fun and quirky and just allows people to sort of kick back and relax? And the developer's going, yeah, we could try that. We could absolutely see how that goes. You take... Another thing that's really huge, in my opinion, that I think for old school Final Fantasy players, people that's been there for a while and that's been playing it for a while, that you will take for granted. Almost guaranteed you're taking these things for granted. Whereas someone like me that came from World of Warcraft that knows what it's like to starve for fucking content, right? You're playing Final Fantasy XIV and you get to something like the Alliance raids. You know, the Crystal Tower stuff. I don't know if that's the Alliance raids. Is Crystal Tower an Alliance raid? I don't know what all the fucking raids are called. You guys have too many different types of content. I don't remember all of them. But, okay, so that is an Alliance raid. A raid that is 100% built just for story. Just a story. It's not built to be engaging, like really hard content. It's not built to really push you to your limits, so it doesn't really cater to the hardcore audience in any way, shape, or form. It might be hardcore. People have told me that it's actually quite fun when you do it at minimum item level, no echo. Because it actually gives a little bit more of a challenge, but it is still meant to be story content, so it's not like a hard piece of content. Think about this from a time perspective. Think about this from a development time perspective. The developers could have spent all that time making the Crystal Tower, designing different ultimates and extremes for players to play through. Right? They could have done that instead. That would have catered to the hardcore audience. They could maybe have spent that time catering to the housing people or whatever. But they decided to make this piece of content that does nothing other than tell a story. And not only did they decide to do that, they decided to build an entire fucking raid around that story that they're telling. Raid design is pretty difficult. It's pretty hard. You have to make sure that it's somewhat balanced. You have to make sure that it's somewhat interesting. And they do that. Then you look at all the other things that the Final Fantasy developers add to their game as time goes on, for seemingly no other reason than for it just to exist. And what you get out of that is these are developers that truly care about video games. They truly care about the fun aspect of video games. And yes, some of the stuff that they do is a complete and utter waste of time. For example, I did some sort of just quick scanning on Palace of the Dead, and from what I could tell, the Palace of the Dead is done by very few people. Like, there's not very many people in the Final Fantasy community that actually does Palace of the Dead. Like, everyone will give it a try, but very few people will do it hardcore to try and get to whatever the max floor is, or whenever you unlock, because I know there's cosmetics in there that you can unlock. Only the most extreme people will do that. The rest of the people just sort of hang out there and then leave. And yet they still made that. they still had a group of developers sit down to make the Palace of the Dead and then continue to make Heavens on High. And there's a good chance that there will eventually be another system like that in a future expansion. I think Final Fantasy players is literally... they're those people that live the high life. Like, when you want to compare World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft players are beggars that live on the street, that don't realize that they're actually beggars that's homeless and living on the street, right? They're so happy with the scraps that they're getting. They're serving in their master's house, and the master allows them to eat the food that's left on the plate after dinner. And they're like, oh my god, thank you. This is so amazing. I love your food. And then the Final Fantasy players are living in mansions that have servants that just bring them all this amazing food, and they live this amazing life. But they don't realize how privileged they are to be playing Final Fantasy and to have someone like Yoshi P. And when you take a World of Warcraft veteran and you put him in Final Fantasy, I'm standing there going, I'm a kid in a fucking candy store. You know, there's so much here. There's so much fun here. There's so much shit here. And then I think about my time in World of Warcraft, and I'm like, Jesus, how could I ever have been okay with that crap? There was nothing there, and yet I defended it. I thought it was good. I tried to make excuses for it. And now I'm standing on the other side of the fence, and I'm like, yeah, the grass is really fucking greener. Like, it really is greener. You know that saying, right? The grass is always greener on the other side until you get there, and then you realize it's just a bunch of shit that's allowing it to be that green. The truth is, no, the grass is really fucking greener on the other side. And I think most Final Fantasy players just take that for granted. As a Final Fantasy player, you do not understand what it's like to know that the next expansion is coming up, and you're thinking to yourself, fuck, I hope this one's good. It might not be good. I have to be cautious about my optimism here. Because you guys just fucking go, oh my god, new expansion, it's going to be brilliant. Of course it's going to be brilliant. Let's hype the fucking shit out of this one. We know it's going to be good. You don't lose sleep at night. You don't lie awake at night going, oh my god, I fucking hope this is good, because if this isn't good, I'm going to kill myself. And then it launches and you're right, it was not good. No, you go to bed, you sleep fucking comfortable, you wake up in the morning and you go, hey Yoshi, thank you very much, mwah. Right? And Yoshi goes back to you and he fucking smiles and waves and like, oh my god, I love you so much. I'm going to make the best expansion you've ever seen. World of Warcraft players walk past Ian as he crosses and they go, hello. And he's like, get the fuck out of my face, you piece of shit. I'm like, sorry boss, excuse us. We didn't mean to bother you. Sorry, master. Sorry. If you mind, master, could you maybe, I don't know, maybe give us housing? Oh, no, never mind. Don't hit me. Please, for the love of fuck, don't hit me. Final Fantasy players are like, hey, Yoshi, what's up with the next expansion? And he gives you an entire fucking letter to explain when the next expansion is coming up and what you can look forward to. And World of Warcraft players are like, can you tell us what the next expansion is? Oh my god, these entitled fucking players thinking they have a right to demand content from us. And we're like, oh, sorry, excuse us. We didn't mean to demand. Don't hit me. That's the difference between World of Warcraft players and Final Fantasy players. We are beggars. We've been beaten into submission to the point where we now fucking defend our abusers just because, whatever little scraps they're willing to give us, we'll take. Whereas Final Fantasy players are just living the fucking high life, and you don't even realize it. Interesting you bring up the 2B ass. But until you catch up on the story and you can sit in for the live letters, you will love it and have content for days. I'm sure. Clean one, how you doing? Give us 2B ass back. I don't know what the fuck is 2B ass? Love to will write your videos for you. I mean, we already covered one of these love letters, and we did make a video of it. So, no, don't call it a live letter, Josh. It is a love letter. When you read those letters from Yoshi P, they read like love letters to the player base. 100%. There was a collab that includes her outfit. It's leg gear where your bum gets more peachy. Of course it is. See the shit that Final Fantasy players care about? World of Warcraft players are out there asking for genuine content to actually do. Final Fantasy players like, so, you know, oh, I have so much to do. I don't know where I'm going to find the time to do all of this content in. But hey, Yoshi. Hey, Yoshi. Give us some pants that make our asses look good so we can do all this amazing content with our asses nice and perky. The World of Warcraft players like, we don't care about the fucking pants. Just give us a little bit of content to do, please. King, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My buddy boy can wear a maid outfit now, so I'm happy camper. Oh my Jesus, disco. Love the raid when you get it, when you get to it. To be asked is a pants equipment that gave our characters big asses. However, they would clip through things a lot, so they took it away in a patch. There was a fan outrage, so they figured out a way to add the ass back with lace clipping. Oh my god, you guys with your ass problems. We have real problems in World of Warcraft. Or I should say we used to have, because I don't really have problems with World of Warcraft anymore. I just don't play it anymore. Deal, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate it. Lord just hopped in the stream. What are you talking about, bro? Deal, we're talking about the differences playing World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy. And I'm being hyperbolic as shit. But no, we're going to be watching the fall and rise of Final Fantasy in a minute. And then, yeah, just whatever else. Probably going to be playing some Final Fantasy as well. We have the Hildibrand quest lines to finish. Let's be honest, RuneScape over WoW and Final Fantasy. Deal, I've never played RuneScape, so I genuinely don't know. Narikonu Nrokinu. Thank you very much for the follow, dude. Really, for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Akalon. Wow. Wow, are you Afrikaans? Rico? The ass problem are huge for us, Akko? Yeah, I can tell. Ah. Welkom. Welkom. Although, ek sal verkies as jy nie vir my sê oom nie. Oom is weird. I've heard some complaints about DPS unbalance in the Endwalker, and the difference is like 5-10% between jobs. Damn, us WoW players were fucked back then. True. RuneScape is an amazing game. There is literally endless content. But anyways, never played Final Fantasy. What's it about? Oh my god. It is very difficult to explain in, like, it's not just something that I can explain in passing. It's an MMO, right? Final Fantasy XIV it's an MMO, but I would say it's the most complete MMO on the market today. It basically caters to just about every group. The only group right now that I would think isn't really catered for in Final Fantasy right now would be the PvP guys. So Final Fantasy has a couple of inherent problems that makes PvP just very difficult to really create. One of its issues is the server tick rate, which is 3 seconds, which makes it sort of very weird to do any sort of reactive PvP. So I don't know how they're going to fix PvP, or if it's even necessarily needed to fix PvP, considering that the vast majority of Final Fantasy players don't really give a fuck about PvP. You know, there are people who do PvP, but the vast majority of people just care about PvE, so I don't know if it's necessary for them to focus on that. But when it comes to being a complete MMO, I would say that Final Fantasy embodies exactly what a theme park MMO is supposed to be. In this regard, what I would say is it has something for everyone. So if you are someone like myself that really cares about story and lore, it has that in abundance. In fact, Final Fantasy is one of the few games I've ever played where every single element of the game is tied to some kind of story, even the things that do not require a story to begin with, right? So there are things in the game where you could absolutely have those things exist in the game with no story whatsoever involved with it, because the activity itself is the fun part of the thing. The story wouldn't be required because the activity itself is fun. They still have story tied to it, so they really take story very seriously in Final Fantasy XIV. If you're someone that cares about, say for example, collecting stuff, you care about Glam, which is their version of Transmog in Final Fantasy. The developers didn't just only allow for people to collect and transmog their gear, they've gone above and beyond designing the tools for players to get the optimal amount of fun out of glamming. Right? That's really the only thing I have to say about Final Fantasy. If you're a player that plays Final Fantasy and there's a big enough group of you that want something in the game, the developers do not only add the capability for you to do that, they go above and beyond to ensure that you have everything required to do it. Right? So if you care about RP, there is a shit ton of RP tools and more added every single day. The housing system, they add so much to housing, so much that you can do with housing, constantly being updated, being added to the game, ensuring that it keeps up to date. In Endwalker now, they're releasing some kind of private island system, which we don't have any information on, but we do know that it's a thing that's coming, and everyone's excited by it, because, again, this is for very casual players. So it caters very heavily to the casual audience, but then at the same time, it goes the opposite way, and it says, hey, if you're someone that cares about extreme raiding, if you're someone that cares about that hardcore element, you want to go in with your friends and you want to smash your head against very tough bosses, go for it. Right? Go for it. We're gonna make sure that you have the tools required to actually play the game the way that you wish to play the game. That's why I call it the most complete MMO to date. Now, like I said, I've not played every MMO on the market ever, right? But the MMOs that I have played have not come close to what Final Fantasy offers. The one I would say that maybe comes closest would be ESO, but ESO have some very clear drop-off points. So there's very clear cliffs where ESO just does not offer fucking anything. And there's like no winning it. The ESO just can't offer those things. So for me at least, Final Fantasy is what I want in an MMO. This sounds super fucking cool, not gonna lie. Even though I'm a hardcore RuneScape player, but this MMO sounds amazing. I would say give it a go. Give it a go and see. It's free. You can play it up to level 60 free. Like literally completely free. It's part of their trial thing, so if you like it, you can buy it. If you don't like it, then don't fucking buy it. You know, it's as simple as that. I will say though, and this will be like my final 2 cents on it, when you go to play it, lose sort of put all of the previous ways of playing games out of your mind. Final Fantasy isn't played like any other game. Take your time, have fun with the story. There's a lot of reading, especially in ARR, and when you know the story of ARR, you'll understand why they didn't have a lot of voice acting, because they literally couldn't afford it. The game failed miserably. The game was on the verge of getting killed by Square Enix, and they managed to save it, but sadly that meant that they had very little time, very little